Hey everybody, what's going on? If you're watching this on the replay, welcome to this live broadcast. This is a message for those who are not married. Maybe you've been married before and you're divorced. Maybe you've never been married. This message is for middle school, high school, college age, adults who are out of school and who are not married. This message is for you tonight. Listen, I know where you are. I know where you've been. Listen, here's the deal. That's what the message is going to be. But before I get into that, let me just give you a quick little story up front. So my latest video blog is about how he tried to steal my dream. That's what the latest video blog is all about. So you can go check that out on my YouTube channel at Russ Online. I've been doing a daily vlog for the past 27 days. Anyway, and so it was about how he tried to steal my dream. So you can go on there and see that video. But here's the basis of that deal. If you hadn't seen that yet, when I was in the 6th grade, and if you're a parent of a middle school kid, maybe you want to watch this first before you show it to them. But I think it's very applicable, and I think you don't need to be naive if you are a parent of a child who's in middle school or high school. Don't be naive and think that they're not talking about sex and they're not talking about these things in the locker room and on the practice field and in the classroom. This stuff's getting talked about more than you think. And so don't be naive to think that your kid's not, because even if they're not talking about it, they're hearing about it, and it's just getting pounded into their head. So anyway, when I was in the 6th grade, I went to a conference on sexual purity. And I talk about this stuff. A lot of people don't want to talk about it because it's awkward, it's weird. It's not really awkward to me. It's important to me. It's important for me to share this message when nobody else really is talking about it. So anyway, went to this conference, and it was on sexual purity. So the people that were speaking there were giving lots of different testimonies. They were talking about how some of them had saved themselves from marriage, some of them had not, some of them were happily married, some of them, they just had a bunch of different stories. So basically at the end of the conference, it left every single student there, middle school and high school age, it left everybody with a choice that they had to make. And I think this is really when God started working on me as far as choices go. And so this idea that I wanted to save myself for my future wife began to be birthed in me. And so I made a decision then, I'm going to save myself for marriage. Sexually, I'm going to save myself for marriage. You got to think about this. I was 13 years old when I made that decision. I had no idea when it was going to be. It might be 10 years from now. It could be 20 years from now. I had no idea, but I made that decision and I committed to it up front. And then I just had to figure it out from there. I had to every day make a decision that I was going to save myself. Was it easy? No. Was it worth it? Yes. I was in locker rooms. I was in schools. I heard everything you could possibly hear from a group of teenage boys bragging about who did what with who. It was very difficult because you hear that over and over again in your head and you think, oh, that's just normal. And I really didn't mean for this to turn into a purity talk. I'm just giving you kind of my background. But I had made a decision that I wanted to save myself for my future wife. No idea who it was going to be. No idea when it was going to be. I dated a lot, dated some awesome girls. But I still made a decision that I was going to save myself for my future wife. Definitely not easy, but totally worth it. So, fast forward, I met the woman that I really thought I was going to marry. I told my best friend, I'm going to marry this girl. I told my mama, I'm going to marry this girl. Or if I don't marry her, it's going to be somebody just like her. And so, we got married, and I was able to live that part of my dream by looking at her on our wedding night saying, I saved myself for you, nobody else but you. I saved myself for you. Now, when I tell that story, a lot of times it brings guilt and shame for people who did not make that choice or maybe made that choice but fell off track. And I just want you to know that I serve a God who is a gracious God. He's a God of second chances, and he's a God who loves you and forgives you where you are. Maybe you need to just make that fresh decision today, and you just need to decide from this point forward. You can't do anything about the past. It's over. It's done. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a fresh start today, okay? And so hopefully that encourages somebody. But this message really is just centered around the fact that I have an awesome marriage today. I love my beautiful bride. She's not here with me right now. I gave her, I let her go hang out and do some, she's wherever she is. She goes to the gym a lot. She plays in a kickball league. I just let her get out of the house because she does so much for our family, so much for the baby, so much for me. I love her so much. And this is not even a message. She may not ever even see this. It's not to get brownie points. It really isn't. But anyway, have an awesome marriage. But so often, especially here lately, I don't know what wedding season is, but I've seen so many beautiful pictures of beautiful weddings and so many, beautiful couples, beautiful brides, handsome grooms, all these absolutely beautiful weddings that are going on. And I can't help but think about you, the one or the person who's watching this video right now who says that you kind of get this sense of jealousy, like, I wish that was me, or am I ever going to find the person for me? Am I ever going to get married, or am I going to be stuck in this single life for the rest of my life? I can't help but feel for you when I see all these beautiful pictures. And obviously, the people who are posting these pictures, myself included, I post pictures with my wife all the time, pictures on the beach, pictures wherever. We're always posting stuff on social media, and you're always seeing stuff on social media from other people. And I can't help but feel for you sometimes. You're wondering, when is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my chance? When am I going to get to find that person, that special somebody that I can spend the rest of my life with, that I can post pictures with, that I can do great things for, that I can do sweet things for, that I can get gifts for, that I can have kids one day with? I feel for you, and I want you to know that. But I want to encourage you right here, right now in this moment that, you have to make a choice right now, regardless of the circumstances around you. You've got to make a choice that, whether that happens tomorrow or whether it happens in 10 years, you can't give up on the dream. You know what I'm saying? So many people, they're like, oh, I just don't see it coming. I don't see it in my future. I haven't even met somebody yet. I'm not even dating anybody. I'm not, if you're a girl, you're like, nobody's pursuing me. If you're a guy, you're like, I don't know who I want to pursue. And it can get very difficult. And I want you to know that those almost 10 years from the time I made a decision that I was going to save myself for my future wife, regardless of who she was, there was a gap in there. And I didn't know when that day was going to come, but I still had to make a choice on a regular basis, consistently and persistently, that I'm going to save myself for my future wife. Again, this is not just a talk about saving yourself and purity, although I would highly encourage you to make that choice today. And the idea is more that, man, just hold on. Just hold on. Just become the person. This is one of the greatest messages I ever heard on marriage was from Andy Stanley. And he talked about, are you who the person you're looking for is looking for? We spend so much time looking for somebody. Who can we find that we can date, that could be a potential mate, that I could see marrying and having kids with one day? We spend all of our time scrolling through social media looking for that one person, and somebody's watching this and they're going, you are exactly right. You scroll through social media and you're like, ooh, she's pretty. Let me see what is she single? Ooh, that's a good looking guy. Is he single? And you look back through, you completely stalk him, and you look back through 2 years of stuff and you're like, well, don't see a girl there. Maybe there's something. And we spend so much time looking for a good looking person, which is the basis of our entire decision usually, right? Looking for somebody, all the while the person that we're looking for is not looking for somebody like us. And I don't say that to be mean. I'm just saying, are you the husband or wife material that your husband or wife is looking for. And if you're not, then you need to focus this next months and maybe even a year or two on becoming the right person. You need to focus on becoming the attractive person that the person you're looking for is looking for. You know what I'm saying? And I don't just mean physically attractive. I mean you need to figure out what you're going to stand for spiritually. What are you going to stand for mentally and emotionally? You need to make sure that you are the person that the person you're looking for is looking for. And again, this is for if you're in middle school or you're in high school right now, or you're in college right now. You know, you need to right now begin practicing those things. If you're a little bit older, it makes it more difficult. I understand, and again, it's not going to be easy, depending on where you are in your life. But wherever you are on the spectrum, you have to become the person that the person you're looking for is looking for, or else they're going to look right over you because you're not that person. And so I just want you to be careful. I want you to be careful just spending all your time scrolling through news feeds and seeing all the wonderful, beautiful pictures of weddings, because what it can do is it can turn to depression. It can make you feel like I'm not good enough to have something like that. But the truth is, all you're doing is scrolling through, looking at everybody else's beautiful life, and you don't even know the backstory most of the time. They might have been, single for 10 years before they found that person. You don't really know all the situations. So I just want to encourage you today, if you're single and you say, I want to get married one day, I want to find that special someone. Listen, marriage is a beautiful thing. Wouldn't trade it for anything. I love my wife. I love my life. I love everything that's going on. But there was a time when I wondered, where is she? Who is she? I want to know, and I wanted to know now. But I'm so thankful that God's timing is perfect, and He knew just when I was going to meet her, and He knew just how she was going to be perfect for me. He knew that just when I quit living my life just trying to find that special somebody, I mean, literally, I pretty much was like, you know what? I'm not going to continue just to seek somebody to date. I'm just going to be okay with being single and okay with just becoming who He wants me to become, becoming the best husband, becoming the best version of Russ Warren that I can possibly be, so that when I do meet her, whoever she might be, I'll be ready. She'll know that I'm the one for her, and I'll know that she's the one for me. And man, I'm telling you, as soon as I made that decision, and it might take you a little bit longer, God's timing is perfect. But if you're just constantly searching on social media trying to find that good-looking person, you might be doing that for a long time. You need to maybe get off social media and just decide that you're going to become. That's somebody's at the door. You're going to become the person that the person you're looking for is looking for. And so that's pretty much the message. Hang on 2 seconds. Let me see. I'm making a Facebook video. What's up? Come on. He's in the garage?
Yeah.
I'll let you get it. My brother-in-law is here. You know what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing about Facebook Live. You just never know who's going to come and show up. Anyway, the whole idea, I'll just open the garage and you can just take it that way. The whole idea is that, sorry about that. Was that weird to y'all? See you, dude. Facebook Live. How about that? That's kind of like when people are doing news and something happens and they're like, whoops, didn't plan on that on live. But anyway, he just had to get his bike. My little brother-in-law had to get his bike from my house. But the idea is just this, guys. Listen, trust God's timing. And in the process, there's a process. Trust the process. You just work on becoming the very best version of yourself that you can possibly become. Mentally, hey, get in the best shape you can possibly become while you're single. What up, Kyle? we just talking a little bit of marriage talk, trying to encourage those who are single but are like searching on social media for that special somebody, just to become the best version of yourself. Don't get bogged down in, I don't have this and I don't have that. Look at what you do have. You have life. Maybe you have energy. You just need to become the very best version of yourself that you can possibly become. Spiritually, like say, ask God, what do I need to change? What about my character do I need to change? Thank you very much, Shelby. What do I need to change? Who do I need to become so that I can be so that whoever you have for me can find me? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like going fishing and taking the fishes, and I don't fish much, so I don't know, but taking like the food that the fish hate, taking it out there, trying to catch a fish. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take what they want in order to catch them. And so you need to become the best version that you can possibly. You might take that same food and take it somewhere else and catch a different kind of fish, but that might not be the fish that you want. And so if you keep living the life that you're living, you might catch a fish, but it might not be the fish that you want. And so the idea is, you've got to become the person that the person you're looking for is looking for, or else you might find something that you didn't want. And so anyway, I hope that finds somebody well today. I hope that you're encouraged. I hope you know that if you need me for anything, reach out to me. People reach out to me on in private message all the time, and if I can't help you, a lot of times I'll let my wife will help girls sometimes that need some help. And that's just what I want to do. I want to help you. And so the idea is just, man, become the person. Work on you. Be selfish while you're single for a little while. Like I said, get in the best shape physically you can possibly get in. Become the strongest version mentally. Develop some mental toughness while you can. Maybe get a work ethic for your job or in your school or in your sport, whatever it might be. Become the very best version of yourself that you can possibly become, so that when you run across that person, and if you're in middle school and high school, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, this message is for you to become the best version that you can possibly become. Don't waste your time and effort and energy pursuing guys and girls when there's nothing. Then it cannot lead to anywhere when you're that age. You cannot you could, but you're probably not going to get married in middle school and high school. I don't know if you can or not, but most people aren't. One Tree Hill, they got married in when they were juniors, I think, in that show. But I've never seen that happen in real life. It's a TV show. And so you just need to work on becoming the best version that you can possibly become. Again, I said I dated a lot. I dated some awesome girls. But if I could do it all over again, nothing against the girls. It's just how much time, effort, and energy I spent pursuing people that it could not go any further than that at that moment. Especially when I was trying to save myself for my future wife. You know what I'm saying? And so the challenge is that we look at all the other people in our age group. When you're in middle school and high school and even college, you're like, man, they're dating so hardcore. They're and that whole dating thing has changed so much over the past decades. It's so different now than it was then. But we look at our friends and our classmates and our teammates, and we're like, oh, their boyfriend and girlfriend, they're holding hands, they're whatever. And we think that that's what we should be. But my encouragement, and this all ties back to what I teach all the time, you got to have your own dream. You got to have your own vision, regardless of what everybody else is doing. Stop worrying about everybody else and just decide on what you want. Just decide on who you're going to be. Make a decision. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. You make a decision for you. Make a decision that regardless of what everybody else does, I'm going to save myself for my future wife. I'm going to decide that I'm going to become the very best version of myself that I can possibly be, regardless of if everybody else is settling for average, regardless of if everybody else is settling for less than they can possibly be. Not you. You are going to become the best version that you can possibly be. That way, you can, when the time comes and you meet the person that is for you, then you know that is your person, and you know that that she or he is the one, and then you can have the greatest marriage ever. If you do it backwards and you do it out of order, God can make it right, but it's so much better when you just decide you're going to do it His way, and you what's going on when you do it the right way. I mean, the right thing to do is always the right thing to do, and you're going to be glad you did. Anyway, I'm going long here, but I hope that encourages somebody to not give up on the dream. I hear people all the time say, "I'm just not going to get married, I guess. I can't find the right person." Well, look, don't give up yet. I mean, there are people who don't get married till they're 35, and they got great marriages. So, maybe you're older than that, but don't give up. I mean, God's timing is perfect, but you got to become the best version that you can possibly become, and then you got to get in circles where the person that you're looking for is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I wanted a godly girl. I wanted somebody who loves God as much as I do. I wanted somebody who was going to worship the way I did. So you know what? You have to get in circles where that person might be. If you want to find a good godly person, I'm just going to tell you, you don't want to be running around up and down the bar scene trying to find that person if that's what you're looking for. Okay? If you're looking for that type of person, that might be where you would go. But for me, that's not who I was looking for. I was looking for somebody who I thought was going to be a great mama one day to my kids. I was looking for somebody who was going to be a great wife, who was going to respect me, who was going to treat me well. I'm happy to say I found that person. But you've got to decide who you're looking for. Most people don't even know. They're just looking for the hottest thing they can find. And so they scroll social media and they find a hot person and they spend all this time, effort, and energy pursuing that person, only to find out later when they get to the things that really matter that they see completely different. And so that's something that you need to establish early on if you are going to pursue something in somebody. Make sure you're on the same page early on, or else you're wasting precious time. We only got 86,400 seconds in a day. I'm not going to get on a whole time tangent because I will, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. If this video inspires you or encourages you, would you share it? Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with the younger generation. Share it with those who you know who are older and are single and are feeling like there's nobody for me. Don't give up. Don't give up. His timing is perfect. Seek Him first. Seek Him first, and everything else will be added unto you, okay? You're awesome. I love you guys. If I can help you in any way, reach out to me, and I'll do my best to help you in any way that I can. Listen, follow me on social media at RussWarren320. Hopefully I can, yes, Instagram and Twitter, YouTube at Russ Warren Online. I'll try to bring you good content on a regular basis. I try to bring you stuff that is going to encourage you and inspire you and help you to become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be, okay? You guys are awesome. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if anybody tries to steal your dream. You got to dream your own dream, have your own visions, and then live your life in such a way that they line up with that dream. And I promise you, you'll be glad that you did. You're awesome. Thanks for watching. If you got here late, go back and watch the replay. It'll be on my page in just a few minutes. Again, thanks for being here. Love you guys. Talk soon. I love my bride, by the way.